Happy weekend. Oh, guys, yeah, hello, hello. On to number 391, can you imagine? To the Moscow Toastbusters club. And I have to use today twice here. One is the bad news, and the other is the good news. I will start with the bad news. The bad news is the biggest fear is the public speaking. It's even bigger than the fear of death. Can you imagine? Do you know about it? No. But the good news is the best way to overcome this fear of public speaking skills, or just public speaking, is to join our community. I'm joking a little bit, but so Toastmasters is a really wonderful and successful way to something on the range today, but I will try to do something with it. So, and probably you know, there are some also myths floating around Toastmasters. Personally, I really thought that it's kind of fact with some people, strange people, or weird people. And today I will try to clean up all this, not the whole, maybe two, maybe three, something. So the first thing, really, people think that Toastmasters is a community of really professional public speakers who get together, drink, eat, and toast each other. Can you imagine? And the rest of the second phrase, let's say the second part, is true. We get together and we talk, we share our emotions, we are improving our communication skills, public speaking skills, and so on. But we are not professional public speakers. We are not. Some of them, some of us, they are. But the most of people, we have different backgrounds. We are from different industries. Some of you, some of us, business professionals, some of teachers, doctors, etc., etc. So, in order to overcome this fear of public speaking, the best way again, come here and try more and more. That is why I'm here, by the way. And there are, okay, maybe second myth, and this myth is about, what was it about? So some people ask me really quite that, should I write speeches, well-prepared speeches, not just well, but should I have this skill in order to join? And thus, the answer is no, of course. We are here trying also to write well-organized speeches and inspirational even. And here you can find some ideas because again, it's a big community. We also chat or always chatting, always going somewhere, especially after we have an after party after meeting, and the main figure, the main person is Armadan Silas. And what else? So next time maybe I will tell you, please go next time, and I will tell you a little bit more. And actually, sometimes we also travel all together. We watch movies, right? We go to the theater. And today, hopefully, we will listen to music, right? And even maybe sing a little bit. So, but before that, I would like to recognize any guest we have here tonight. Please, newcomers on stage and introduce yourself by saying, yeah. Here I need of course. I will newcomer.
Yes, I'm newcomer.
Please. So, saying your name, why you're here, what is your, I don't know, background, etc., etc. So,
So my name is Kate, and happy to be here. Well, I have background in music, so I was especially pleased with today's topic dedicated to music. Well, as for my professional background, I used to be a marketing manager at a Prague-based design agency, Humble Team, and also my ex-colleague recommended this community, and she was a member of this club. So, well, I recently resigned because I currently pursuing a dream to study abroad, medicine abroad. Yeah, and it turned out that it takes so much time and energy, so I decided to focus on one thing at a time. Well, as for my aim to become a member, here it is to become public speaking here, to improve my English speaking skills, and also a strong sense of community matters to me. So here I am.
I usually introduce myself as me, I'm Alejandro, because I studied Spanish for a while. In reality, I'm Sasha from Russia. Well, today I'm mostly socialized here with around, but fighting the stage fright is a good inspiration. I have nothing to do with music besides I bought piano and took some lessons and I from the Mario game, which you well, that's
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm very happy to be here. I've visited your masters. I visited Toastmasters several years ago, and I focus on to practicing my English speaking. I'm a little bit nervous. So I used to play any musical instruments, but I used to play synchronized swimming professional and professional. I was professional sportsman, and I've been to many countries, around 50 countries around the world, and yes. I've been to America, Europe, and so on, so on. So I like to find new friends because I'd like to be professional in English. Thanks so much.
You will participate, I hope you can participate in our table. It's a wonderful chance to practice deliver some short speech. So I heard something, and I should say, please put your phone on the silent mode, because our speakers don't like to be disturbed. That is why please do it. And if you don't want, usually people love to be photographed, but if you don't want to be photographed, please do it now. Otherwise, we're going to take photos during our meeting, and we will send you for sure. And now I would like, I suppose, and now I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day. This is Miles Flack. Maybe he can introduce himself because he's from, by the way, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Miles, the stage is yours.
Thank you, President Ekaterina. Privet. Oki Donatata Tansi. Hello and greetings from Treaty 7 territory, Alberta, Canada. I am very pleased to be your Toastmaster tonight. And Toastmaster is essentially the master of ceremonies for the event. The meeting will consist of 3 parts. The first part is the segment that I host as the master of ceremonies, and that's where we will hear some prepared speeches, and then we'll move into the second part, which is called table topics, and that consists of people responding to a question. So it means speaking on your feet. So a special skill that you get to learn here at Toastmasters. And then the third portion of the meeting, I'll turn it over to our general evaluator, who today is Valeria, and she will then do what is very critical to improving our skills, and that is to have an effective evaluation, something that we will appreciate for both the positive words, but also the words of encouragement on how we might improve. So really great to be here today with my friends at Toastmasters. And as Veronica said, yeah, she's looking for friends. And this is the place to make friendships. And I want to talk about friendships in connection to the theme of today's meeting, which is messages in the music. Now, I'm going to be helped by a number of people, including Samira, who's our grammarian. And I was just wondering if, Samira, if you could just give us the word of the day. I'll call upon you in a few minutes or moments to explain your role in more detail. But first of all, start us off with the word of the day, please.
Can you say it?
To adore.
To adore. Miles, can you hear it?
Yes. Okay. The word is adore, a verb to appreciate, to really, really love or engage with deeply. You know, so you could say, I adore my children. And one of the things you'll maybe come to appreciate about Toastmasters is the opportunity to make friends. And as I said, I adore my children. And something to share with you, one of the benefits of Toastmasters is meeting people, making friends. And I, in fact, met my wife, Gina, through friends of Toastmasters. And here's a picture from some few years ago showing my 2 children. So you never know what your membership in Toastmasters might bring you. This, I've been married 25, well, going on 25 years. So appreciating the opportunity to connect and meet people, and you know, maybe you won't fall in love with somebody, but you'll make friends for sure. And the word today is adore. I adore my Toastbuster friends. Now, today's theme, messages in the music. And I've chosen a song that is performed by a Canadian artist named Rick Emmett. He was a member of a rock group, a rock and roll group named Triumph. And I, in fact, got to meet Rick Emmett once when he was performing in my city where I am right now, Calgary. He was very big back in the 80s. And back in the 80s, I had more hair. But I adore 1980s rock and roll. And as I said in one of the messages that was put out to advertise today's meeting, one of the great things about our modern era is you can listen to songs, but you can also download the lyrics. Now, today I'm going to ask the functionaries who are going to introduce themselves in a moment, how maybe performing, writing, playing music is similar to creating a great speech. What can we learn from music? Now, the song lyrics that I wanted to share today, as I said, is by Rick Emmett. And he has a song that he wrote called Somebody's Out There. So I wrote down the lyrics, and he created a song out of the words, that the word some, which is an interesting word when I think about it, because you could say, well, I have some bananas. It doesn't tell you how many bananas I have. I could have a bunch of bananas, or I could have an entire plantation, a whole farm of bananas. We have a single banana, one banana. I can have a couple of bananas, 2 bananas. I can have a few bananas. We would say that's 3 bananas, or I can have some bananas. And some is indefinite. You don't really know exactly what kind of banana it is or how many. So the words to the song that I really like today is called Somebody's Out There. And he says, is it fate or random chance? How can I decide? Fate or random chance? Now, those are a bit complicated words, but he goes on to say, somebody is out there somewhere waiting for someone to come their way. I will somehow be somebody's someone someday. And he even includes at the end the word something. Rather funny word, this word some, and it's used with so many other combinations. So today we're going to hear about favorite lyrics of yours, perhaps, and hopefully our functionaries might have come with some favorite lyrics. So to begin with, I'm now moving on and calling Andre to give us the thought of the day. Andre, please take the stage.
Hi. I can start.
Yes, you can.
Thought of the day. The beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Really, I don't know why, but I'm sure that the first people, before they learned to talk, sang some melodies. Don't be shy, you did the same too. If so, music has been existing for a long time. But is it true? It can be used to determine what is happening in society now. Get reminded, for a long time ago, people were singing quite simple melodies in groups. They paid gifts to the gods. 1,000 years ago, they were singing together traditional folk songs when the society had been forming. 1 century ago, in the years of Russian revolutions, the revolutionary you would hear yacht songs. Next appeared Soviet Russian national songs. Society became Team United, and most of the songs were about love, motherland, heroic feats, and military. In 1880s, they suddenly started singing rock music, hard rock, heavy metal, not only in Russia, but all over the world. And the society was transforming. What is next? Hip hop. There is nothing to say here. Pop music, songs about money, drugs and sex, other stupid songs. But today it is all in time. If you exclude the big money from music, you can understand that the messages in modern music would be terrified. So, so music can surely be considered like a mirror of social thoughts. At different times, it determines not only for individual moods, but also time periods. The music and the messages in it serve as great tools for analyzing and assessing public models of society. Well, as Beethoven said, the music is a higher revelation than wisdom and philosophy. This is all. I don't be here.
Thank you, Andre. Wonderful. Appreciate that thought of the day. Now, next functionary I'll call upon is our timer, Olga. Please come on up to the front of the stage and tell us what the role of timer is. And does it relate to music and performance?
Yes, hello everybody. It's my first role with the club, so I'm planning to be very responsible, and I'm going to control the time limits very carefully, as in proverb, a new broom sweeps clean. Okay, so I kindly ask you to keep your speech in time limits, because time has wings. It passes very fast. And today we speak about music. And you know that for every music piece, it is vitally important to press a key and touch a stride in exact time, in definite beats, because it makes us possible to understand the idea of the composer who created this music. So today, you as a composer can show us your masterpieces, and to show the main idea and the harmony of your masterpieces, please be in strict time limits. Okay, and some words about the rules. I have this beautiful card. As you know, there are some time limits for your speech. For main speakers, it's between 5 and 7 minutes. And for table topic speakers, it's between 1 and 2 minutes. So when I show the green one, you are in time limit. When I show the yellow, it means that you're close to finish. And when I show the red one, it means that your time has over. So please be careful, be in time limit, and present us your masterpiece.
Thank you for that, Olga. And just a reminder, the word of the day, the object of that is to try to use it in the meeting, wherever you can. And the grammarian and will be keeping track of your success and using today's word of the day, adore. Next functionary is the ah counter, ahs and ums. come on up to the stage. Ekaterina, explain your role, please.
Hi. Hello, everybody. As Ekaterina mentioned before, sometimes we are a little bit fear to speak on public, and actually it is my third time here, and I didn't prepare for this particular speech, but I tried to explain all the rules, of course, because the role is also responsible, accountant. All right. Do you like singing? Yes.
Yeah.
How do you think can we sing when we present something during our speech? Just imagine. Yeah? We may sound like oh, and it's it's some kind of song.
Yeah.
But it's, let's say, it's unnecessary words, so-called crutches. And I'm responsible to manage, not really manage, but to pay attention on these words. And after the meeting, I will make a response, but some kind of estimation. Did speakers use these crunches a lot or not? And give some advices. So be careful. Don't use a lot of singing during the speech. And let's adore our meeting.
Well done, Ekaterina. Thank you. And next, our grammarian and word master, Samira. Welcome, Samira.
Close attention to the speakers, and they will carefully listen to your language usage. I will take note of any of the language as well as any outstanding words, mistakes, and thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. If you already know the word of the day, to have a deep love or admiration for someone or something. For example, I adore the way he plays the piano. It's absolutely enchanting. I also found the example in some lyrics. I will walk through fire for you, just let me adore you, like it's the only thing I will ever do, like it's the only thing I will ever do. So I think now it's quite obvious what means. So we will be able to incorporate this word into your speech. And I encourage you to use this word as much as you can. In the end of the meeting, I will announce winners, those who used this word more than others. So that's all.
Well done. Thank you, Samira. And finally, our functionary for Quizmaster is Irina. And I'd just like to mention, Irina took me up on my offer to connect on Zoom individually, one-on-one. And I shared a song that I appreciate, typically a Canadian artist. In the case of my meeting with Irina, I shared a song about Scotland by the Canadian group called Glass Tiger. And I would just like to mention, anybody who would like to take up an offer, my offer to do a song review, it allows me to get to connect to you. I don't get to chit chat in the meetings, so it's an opportunity for me to get to be introduced to you individually. So I appreciate it, Irina. And she's now going to tell us about her role of Quizmaster.
very much, Miles, for such a great introduction. And I remember how we repeat the word Scotia. Scotia. It's in the old word how Scotland was called. Scotia. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. How and when you are develop your active listening skills? From this.
Here.
Here. Good. Quiet. Good. Good. Now, I would like to tell about three things. The first is in the negotiations. We develop our active listening skills when a seller actively responds by words, emotions, and feelings to their clients. We can compare this also with our daily routine communications, when we respond to our relatives and friends, our feelings, words, and emotions. The second thing is related to our topic today. Listening to the music is developing active listening skills. It develops interest to and love to music. It expands our music horizons. It increases sensitivity and educates the ear to music, talent to be a musician. And the third thing, Katya, you are really right. We can develop our listening skills at regular club meetings. I am, as the quizmaster today, am going to listen to very carefully and attentively. And I encourage you to do so, because in the end of the meeting, I will ask some questions and I prepare some cookies for you. Good luck, and I wish you a good meeting.
Well done, Irina. All right, let's now move into the prepared speeches. We have two prepared speeches today. The first one will be by Nikolai, and he's working on the pathway presentation mastery. And for our guests, there are 11 pathways that you can choose from and progress through 5 levels on that pathway. So again, Nikolai is in the presentation mastery pathway. His speech today will be 5 to 7 minutes. That means the green will be shown at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and finally the red card means time to wrap up. That will be shown at 7 minutes. The objectives of today's project, which is an introduction to vocal variety and body language, is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance the speech, much like a performer on stage moves around, plays the guitar in different ways, and makes it really engaging. So, Nikolai, title of the speech, why is it essential to ask big questions? Why is it essential to ask big questions? Please welcome Nikolai.
Thank you. To be or not to be? That is the question. Perhaps this phrase of Hamlet from Shakespeare's play of the same title is one of the most famous formulation of the big question in literature. Questions like what is the meaning of human existence, the nature of reality in general, about art, what is knowledge, free will, about human relationships, good and evil, and so on, is some of the so-called big or ultimate questions. In the history of thought, we can find all kinds of attempts to answer these big questions. However, we cannot say that people come to any consensus on all these questions. Moreover, to many people, all these problems seem rather abstract and general. It is not always clear what practical benefits can be derived from thinking about. In this speech, I will try to offer reasons that seem convincing to me that it is important for people today to ask the big questions and trying to answer to them. My first point will be to argue that if we do not ask serious questions and do not think about the possible answers, we are at risk of behaving inappropriately in significant circumstances. Let me illustrate these rather abstract pieces with an example from my favorite Shakespeare. In the tragedy King Lear, the following events unfolded for us. The elderly King Lear marries off his 3 daughters in order to retire from ruling and divide his country among them. And he asks each daughter to make a speech about how much she loves him. The first 2 daughters make magnificent speeches about their love, but the youngest, Cordelia, is restrained. She doesn't flatter and doesn't want to describe her feelings in flowery speeches. She simply loves her father, and that's it. Lear is angry and disowns his daughter. However, at the end, it turns out that the first 2 daughters could only speak beautifully and drive their father out of their possessions. And only Cordelia is ready to come to help her miserable and half-mad father. What do we see in this plot? We see that Lear doesn't understand the nature of love. For him, love is equivalent to outward verbal expression. And as Cordelia example shows us, true love manifests itself in active desire for the good for another person. Well, if we understand the nature of love, we are less likely to confuse it with something artificial and showy and ultimately do the right thing. Let's move on to my second reason I would like to share. Reflecting on the big questions develops rational thinking, which brings a lot of benefits. Nowadays, reason and rationality are often associated with something dry and lifeless, or even with something selfish and pragmatic. But I think that we can say that ability to use reason properly is a virtue. I believe that a lot of evil in the world happens precisely because people often lack reason and rationality. Imagine, for example, a person who commits a bad deeds because of strong anger or because of strong desire for pleasure. We cannot call such person rational. Certainly, it happens that a person can use their intellect destructively, but it is thanks to reason and rational activity itself that we can condemn such use as evil. Evil ultimately brings only chaos into the world and will never itself be rational. On the contrary, when we reflect on the big questions, we develop our capacity for reason, learn to respect others, build a coherent view of the world, and engage in exciting dialogue with other people. It's time to summarize. I think that the significance of the big questions is evidenced in at least 2 ways. Firstly, it can help us to do the right thing in challenging circumstances and to distinguish the original from the fake. Second, it develops a rational thinking in us, which is so often lacks in understanding of others and ourselves. Young children are constantly asking their parents, why? What does this mean? Why is this needed? And so on. As we grow up, we are less likely to ask such questions. But as I have tried to show in this speech, adults also can enjoy this childlike curiosity regarding the big questions. Thank you.
Bravo, Nikolai. I adored your speech. And you used the word love in that speech. And that's a strange word in the English language because it's not very specific. It can mean many things, like friendship, druzhba, mir druzhba, peace and friendship. That's a form of love. It's not just erotic or romantic love. We're a loving group here at Toastbusters Moscow, and makes me think of the big question of another favorite group of mine called Foreigner. Maybe you're familiar with them. They had a huge hit in the 80s called I Want to Know What Love Is. Well, maybe our next speaker, Anna, will help us with that question. She is our past president. She's a multi-talented, multifaceted, multilingual Toastmaster and professional. She is working on the path titled Effective Coaching, and she's at level 4. The project today is titled Question and Answer Session. The objectives of this project addresses how to prepare and answer questions and provide information clearly, concisely, and with confidence, which she has in abundance. Anna is from Peru, now living in Moscow, and she told me that when she was at school, and on her latest trip to Lima, she found her recorder. What is the recorder? Well, it's a simple instrument. I happened to grab my daughter's recorder, sort of like a flute. She also was part of her school band, and she performed concerts and even at the radio station. She found her recorder on her latest trip to Moscow, as I said, and she brought it back with her. And she says, playing the recorder is like riding a bicycle. You never forget it. And she's now having fun taking singing lessons and doing karaoke. So Anna Gonzalez, title of speech, Living Agile, Anna Gonzalez. Welcome. I will also just interject, the timing for this speech is 15 to 20 minutes. So green at 15, yellow at 17, shall we say, or thereabouts, and then red at 20 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good evening. Have you ever heard about the approach called Agile? Can you tell me?
It's an approach which means to do something in short period is great, let's say, productive power.
Okay, great. Yes, it is an approach normally used in project management. So there are many options of styles, and this particular one means that through collaboration, you go on the journey and you get feedback of what you are doing. Let's say your work is divided in steps. Once you get feedback, you got time to readapt and to redo and change whatever is not working to, the answers to that and continue. And while you are continuing, you already starting something new with the same style. And so the main point is that you always keep moving, you always keep doing, and you always keep getting results. Because as you go with one project, applying probably the same techniques, and then you understand what's working and what's not. In the next project, you start right here while you are already in the middle of something with the first steps, but this time you apply the feedback here too. And then you have less mistakes. And you will find probably something to improve, and you will continue on and on. So that approach guarantees you to, yes, achieve results faster, complete projects faster, and continue to the next, on and on. And basically working all the time, keeping yourself busy, and basically keeping yourself agile, right? Moving. So this is a technique that I use currently at my job. I will tell you later what I do. But while doing this project, I realized that it's not really a technique that I use only in my job. I actually apply it throughout my life until now. So please, let me take you in this agile journey that I have myself embarked on. Back in Peru, I was doing law. Finished university, I was working at a good law firm. There is a moment when I'm there in the midst of lawyering that I think about the future and give myself an honest bit. And I realize what's gonna happen from 5 years to now. I was already more or less at the top of my game. So it was going to be a bit of the same. Until somebody, my bosses die so I can take their places. Because there's a lot of hierarchy in law firms, in law firms especially. I like to travel, not only on vacations, I discover. I like to live in different places. So while I was doing law, I decided it was time to change. So I had to start, while I was doing law, my plan to change. So I looked at myself and I thought, who am I? What are the good things and the bad things? What are the positive comments that I get from people that tell me, hey, you're good at this. Oh, you did this well. Even since I was a child, what are the things? And I put those things into what could look like a profile career. And I discovered, I could be a good marketer. Why not? I'm sociable, I like something fun, I'm creative, I like visuals, good. So while I was working as a lawyer, I studied by myself, online courses and stuff. I became a volunteer, so I was working a part-time job for free while I was working full-time. So in 6 months, I managed to fully change and really get a full-time job in marketing. So I left Peru to Europe to work in marketing, for a paid job. In the meantime, I was doing less and less of law, basically consulting, so I can do it online. And I was embarking into pure marketing until I was ready to only do that. And I did this for a while. And that's how I came back to, how I came to Moscow to do marketing. But then I realized that long term, what was my future long term? How will future look like from that moment on if I continue throughout this path? And I realized that me not speaking the language, I didn't speak any Russian back then, like nothing. And it wasn't going to be helpful for my development. I was working for a British company online. So what if that job will stop? What will happen with me in Moscow not speaking Russian? So I thought it was time to adapt to something else that I could do. And I thought, what else can I have? What else can I do? Well, I speak English quite well. Why not teaching? So while I was doing marketing, I started preparing to become a teacher. I joined different types of jobs like freelancing in the school, language centers. I taught in a kindergarten, and I did different things here and there just to try the style, what works for me. After some kinds of this type of very low pay, but nice taste experience, I realized that yes, I could be a good teacher. Now, do I just want to be a teacher in a school? Or do I want to do that, which is a good career? But I decided no, I want to do my own thing. So I learned from this different type of model of business, the language school, language centers, the kindergartens, and the online services of English that you work for them. I realized that what was good and bad, what was working, what was not working, and I decided to employ my own style. And now while I was doing marketing still, I started to get teaching privately. And I did for some time the two of the things until I realized that marketing out of really out of my expectations was providing me with the income that I never expected. I was doing much more better as a teacher than I was doing as a marketer. My career was expanding and I thought, oh, I didn't expect this. Does it mean that I have to stop doing marketing? And at some point I thought, and that came again, the moment of reflection. At some point, doing two things can take time from getting to the final step, up there to the top with the thing that is working. So I chose to give up on marketing, pause that, and I decided to become the teacher of the rich and famous because it sounded fun and I like fun. So I did. I used my time to go to networking events, collaborating with people, and I became the teacher of the rich. And later on, I became a teacher of the famous. I taught to some very artists in Russia, you know, like they have the shows, and I was very happy, very happy. And I spent a lot of time doing this, and I liked it a lot. And you can guess, again, after some years of enjoying this life, it was time to go again, again to sit again and think, what is the future? Within teaching, there are many options, right? I chose to teach young students, teenagers, and probably business people. But mostly my income was coming from the young students and teens. Why? Stable income, and I wanted to have some stability. And I like children, I like to play, so it's perfect that people pay me to play. It was awesome. So, but after a while, I realized, what is the future of teaching in a country like Russia, in a city like Moscow? I'm not talking about other countries, how it works. Here, high-paying families will pay you for offline, high prices. But the younger you are, the most you get. As you get older, and it's a cruel and sad reality, but it's the reality, and you have to face the facts. As you grow old as a teacher, you do get tired, and you have less and less energy. Which means that you will take on probably less students, which means that your income will reduce. And that will probably mean that in the competition market, you will lose a little bit of your flair because of the age as well in the life. But people prefer younger people in this city in particular. So, which means that my hourly salary will be reduced and I will get less students, which will take me to make a lesser income. But that's not going to happen now, right? It's going to happen from 5 to 10 years from now, right now. But I thought, I want to be ahead of the curve. Before it happens, I'll be ready. So I thought, well, now I speak Russian, right? I speak Russian, I know the city, I have some contacts. I was good at marketing. Why not give it a shot again? But this time, if you want to expect different outcomes, you have to do different things. I will just not come back with my self-taught education. I decided to pursue a master's degree. And luckily, my work as a teacher, again, self-taught teacher, put me through university and paid the whole thing. I'm talking about high school of economics, and you know that's not a cheap university. So I was lucky enough that I was able to support myself, pay for university, pay for rent, while doing something I liked. So I went back to online courses for myself in university. University gave me the confidence I needed to realize that my knowledge in my previous experience was actually okay. It was actually a good experience I had. I just needed that validation. So once I got it, I started applying to jobs. It took me some time to get jobs. It was not easy, but I was applying like there was no tomorrow, sending hundreds of resumes every day. No problem, I don't mind the rejection, because as a friend of mine that would say for dearly this phrase, it doesn't matter how many no's you get. It doesn't matter how many no's you get. You only need one yes. And when you see it that way, it doesn't look so scary. When you see it just one, just one is just only one. It's not really a lot. You just need one yes. So when you see it that way, the no's become irrelevant. So I wouldn't even pay attention to who was saying no to me. I wouldn't even check. I only care about the people who were asking questions to interview me. Then I'll be interested, and then we will think. I was able to work continue working as a teacher. I was in university at the same time in this agile process. Found a job in marketing in a Russian company. It was the moment of really learning intense Russian of life. And at the same time, I was actually at that moment the president of this club. And it was a tough process, but it took me to where I am today, which is that my career in marketing became, I switched jobs a couple of times, and I find myself in a very stable position right now, with a lot of freedom, the freedom I loved when I was a teacher, which is that I can move around, I can work, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want it, which is great. I get a very good salary for that, and I do something I'm passionate about. So what happened with teaching? I decided that over time I was going to give it up, and I will not find new students. I will only wait until my students leave. They will slowly eventually leave because they completed programs. And that happened this summer. So my students finally ended the programs with me, and now I'm only doing marketing. And what I want to tell you is that, and I heard this phrase at the beginning of this meeting, it is hard to do more than one thing at the same time. Yes, it is. It is hard. But a little time of sacrifice will get you faster to where you want to be, and will get you the motivation to really see who you are and say, hey, I really can do this. Whether it is finding a new job, switching career paths, switching countries, or joining this club. Really, doing many things at the same time, it is tough. I will not lie to you. It is tough. But it also makes you feel very, very well rewarded at the end, when you understand that it was absolutely worth it. So right now, you will ask me, so what's next? What's going to be the next evaluation point for you? I really don't know. But I can say that my plan for the next 5 to 10 years was, for the next 5 years, was to start a marketing agency. However, opportunities come when they come, and you must take, even if you think you're not ready for them. Just take it. Take it until you make it. You will feel comfortable and you will realize that you're there. I got the offer to take some clients, and I just was thinking about the idea of starting my marketing agency. And I went around and said, yeah, I've got a marketing agency. People know my work, and they already became my clients. And now I have to have a marketing agency so I can do that. So the project has started, and I'm creating all the listings, the pricings, and all the things that come part of this marketing agency journey. Yes, I am taking it slow and focusing on my main point, which is doing marketing for this company. And the marketing agency will go in parallel, softer, until it becomes strong enough to be my main source of income, my main work. So guys, as I'm telling you, for me, the agile approach and living agile, as I'm saying, it means to do. First to do. Even if you're afraid or you don't want to, just do. Let's see what happens. Then, if you have feedback about what you did or what you want to do if you haven't done it yet, then adapt to whatever the result of that feedback is. Whether you don't have the skills to get this new job, take them online. Take some time to do that in your free time. You're afraid of public speaking. You cannot take a managerial job because you cannot lead meetings. Come to places like these where you can get to talk and present yourself. And finally, enjoy the results of your hard work. So thank you guys, and I want you to ask me if you have any question, whether it's you changing a job, you're afraid of something that you want to do, that maybe you're questioning yourself, should I go to this new country and move countries or change jobs? Please let me know. I'm all ears. Anyone who would like to ask a question? Right now, yes.
Compare Russia and Peru,
Mhm.
just pros and cons,
Uh,
story of
like a person,
my curiosity.
like personally or work-wise? Okay,
About people maybe.
yes, well, Peru was only in Latin America. People are very happy. They are very emotional, they get excited by the small things. And that's the biggest thing that I find. Although it's a very complex country, very dangerous, extremely aggressive and everything, people somehow are always in a good mood and happy. Moscow or Russia. Here, the country is great. It's extremely safe, it's extremely clean. It's a good place. Yes, well, it's all right, but nothing is perfect. But people still complain. You ask them, how was your day? Normal. How was your holiday? Usual, normal. Nothing special. And that is the main thing between the two countries. So I will say it's perspective. If you feel like you're normal all the time, nothing is special, then nothing is. But if you feel that the little thing that is chocolate or this, something that you eat, something that you saw, is somehow special, then everything will be, and that will give you the motivation to do more things. That's my, of course, my personal opinion, but I do love Moscow. And I realize that it hasn't affect me, this mentality of, I would say many people, mostly because I think I still carry my Latin style in me, and I still feel excited by everything and anything. So, and I've been here for like, what, 5 years, 6 years? And I haven't really changed much. And I always feel when I arrive to a group with Russians, I feel like everybody is completely happy and everybody's great, but maybe it's just me that I am so happy and great that I feel like everything is okay. So yeah, so that's my opinion about this. I don't know what you think, but yeah. Any other question about the topic? Yeah.
You said that it's difficult, it's hard when you're multitasking and doing many different things.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the overwhelm of multiple responsibilities from different areas? Or how did you deal with it?
Well, that's an excellent question, actually. I think my long life goal is achieve balance. I haven't achieved it yet. I achieve it and then I lose it and then I'm chasing again for it, and I'm right now trying to chase for it again. I think planning is the best thing. Like I will have a structured mind, and I say like, what is the step number one? I don't know. Let's say that you want to become a social media manager. Let's say. So okay, first step. Like what do you need to become a social media manager? Understand what it is. Watch some videos about what is social media manager. Watch some videos. First point. Second point, check the main social media accounts, the most popular ones. Second point. Third point,
learn what you need to do to become social media manager. Then you need to make the videos, you need to write text. So then you learn how to write text, how to make videos, and how to use the tools. And then you're ready. And then you go and find jobs. Now, if you do that while doing something else, yeah, it can be tricky. But I would say a good calendar will help you. My phone is everything. I have terrible memory, but for appointments and things like that, for names, birthdays, everything. So everything is on my calendar, on my phone. If I lose it, I will not know what's going to happen, what's happening. Everything is on my account, in my phone, in my calendar, whether it works for you, a calendar or a paper calendar. I have a color code. So I have one color for work. I have one color for example, Toastmasters is orange because it's my extracurricular activities. I have my gym, for example, that I must go twice a week because it's important to keep my health in balance too. You can't forget. And purple, wellness. And I have things like that because even the sillies and saddest part probably, I even have in my calendar food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because the first thing that I tend to forget of when I'm very busy is to eat. I can postpone it because I don't feel hungry because I'm excited and in the moment. And it's not healthy. So that's why I schedule. So I remember, oh, I have to eat right now. Even if I'm not hungry, I will eat. And that's how I manage to go through task to task. And yeah, so thank you so much, guys. If you have more questions at the end, I'll be around. We can chat. If you're shy, no problem. We can talk later. So thank you so much.
Wow. What a great speech, Anna. And once again, the rock and roll group Foreigner, the song I mentioned at the start of her presentation, I Want to Know What Love Is. Anna answered that. She's taught us a little bit about how to love life by living agile. Wonderful. Well, now it's time to have a little break and we'll come back for table topics. So I believe we'll have a 10-minute break or 5-minute break. And I'll ask the timer to time that 5 minutes. And you're encouraged to help yourself to any refreshment there. And if you could, a donation of 100 rubles is always appreciated. See you in 5 minutes.
Well, I think you will introduce me.
Welcome back, everyone. Please take your seats. We're into the next portion of the meeting, the impromptu Speak on Your Feet session called Table Topics. And our Table Topics master today is our Vice President of Education, Anna Rubinia, and she will help you if you have any questions as to how to progress on your pathway, how to schedule speeches, what you need to do to take on a role like we're doing here or I'm doing today as Toastmaster. All these questions she'll answer for you. So take it away, Anna, for Table Topics.
Hello, dear guests. We are having a 15 minutes probably, yes, session of table topics. These are impromptu speeches. So all the guest newcomers can come to the stage and answer my questions. I have prepared some on the topic of music. Some are easy, some are difficult. So I will choose randomly. I won't give you any numbers, any pieces of paper, just a question. So quiz up the rules. You will have 1 to 2 minutes, and our timer will show you the signs. Green sign at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. So also mind the time. And at the end, we are going to vote for the best table topic speaker and award them with a ribbon. Them, oh, yes, he or her, them. Yes, go. Oh, we'll have one winner. Usually we have. All right, who is gonna be the first? Irina, if you wrote a song, what would it be about? If you wrote a song, what would it be about?
Music is a very good communication tool. I would like to say that music is very good multi-tool. It is healing for individuals, pairs, couples, families, colleagues, and societies. Interesting to know. Whether Toastmasters International has their or music or not. I will check it and tell you then. And my favorite song is Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury Queen. I like the moral lesson of this music because Freddie wrote this music to let people show how easily to say, to tell about imperfection, people imperfection. And he believes that he was born for great things, and this belief helped him and his band to be very famous and eventually succeed. I would like to write the song, maybe lyrics, because I have no music ear lyrics. My song will be also about something what will people help to develop and don't stop moving.
Would you like to feedback? So I will give a little feedback on everyone. Right, very short. So I really like that you chose, you had 3 parts in your answer, right? And at first you talk about generally about music, then you chose an example of one famous song, and then give your own answer the question, give your own answer. Thank you. If I like, want to be the next. Okay, right. Don't be shy. Let's go. Easy one. What role does music play in your life? What role does music play in your life? Екатерина.
Thank you for this question, because as I mentioned before to Anna, or not to Anna, sorry, to somebody, that currently I'm singing in choir. I'm single. I'm in the choir. Yes, and so music plays an essential and important role in my life, and I find that music helps to relieve stress, express emotions, and like communicate with people. Especially our choir is organized based on our company where I work. So it consists of colleagues, and sometimes we can, have some short talks regarding some work tasks, and it helps to solve some issues easily and in friendly way. So music is a great help me with the word. Music is a great, not opportunity again. Why? Just I think it's our integral and initial part of our.
Sharing. Yeah, the real experience.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Valeria Kalatkova. Yes, I think we'll put you in the middle of that. The most difficult question. Music is the soul, can be heard by the universe. Music is the soul. No, sorry.
More difficult.
Yeah, no, I just made a mistake. Sorry. Music is the soul. Soul can be heard by the universe. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, guests, I have my own question to this phrase. There are two very important concepts here. Three even. Music is the first one, which is essential. The second one is the soul, which we actually don't know if it exists in reality, and the universe, which embraces it all. I would say this is a very spiritual phrase, and if you ask my opinion, if I do believe in this phrase or I don't, I would say that I probably don't. Say, I'm not a religious person, and I'm not that musical person. I don't have the bear who just stepped in my ear. I play piano, oh God, and I listen to music when I work, when I do something, I don't know, randomly, but I wouldn't say that I'm a very musical person. And I'm not sure that the universe basically responds to something that it may hear in our soul. I may sound very pragmatic, I know, and most of you will not agree with me, but that's what I think. I think that music is melody and words. And that is exactly how we communicate to each other. We might not communicate with the universe. We might not communicate with the soul inside of us. But this is something that helps us to achieve understanding. With Madam Table Topic Master, with any guests sitting here, music supports our words. It supports our ideas, concepts that we want to convey to people. That's what I believe. Universe is too big to think about. So it's probably not existing. But you guys are here, and I'm here. Let's use music to communicate.
left me speechless, that's my comment. Okay, easy question for who? Who's gonna take e-commerce? Would you like to take an easy question? Alexander?
Okay,
Okay.
I'll try.
Veronica,
Super
okay.
easy, super easy.
Yeah, I hope it would be easy for you. Okay. Veronica, have you ever been a fan of a band or a singer? Have you ever been a fan of a band or a fan?
Ah, a fan?
Yes, a fan of a singer or a band.
So you asked me if I have ever been to.
If you ever adored a band or a singer. Yeah, a fan.
No, fan.
Yes.
Yes. When I was young, I was a fan affected by Jennifer Lopez. So, and my dream came true when I been to Los Angeles. Los Angeles. I met one of my friends, and she told me, Veronica, I have a surprise for you. I was surprised because she told me, she tell me we go to concert, to Jennifer Lopez concert. And yes, I remember this moment because after 15 years, after 15 years from those concerts, I remember this moment when I stood by stage and Jennifer Lopez was singing your popular songs. Yes. And I don't know, but your security guys, yes, they allowed me to stay close to her, and all people stayed stayed behind me. Yes. And I have some photos from this moment. That's my answer from. That's my answer. Yes, I was a fan. Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, great. Yeah, shaking hands. I hope it was pleasant for you to remember the story. Was it pleasant for you to remember the story?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Who is going? How many times? All right. Okay. Who can try? Yeah. Would you like to try? Yeah. Alexander, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, easy or difficult?
Easy.
Easy. Okay. What musical instrument do you play?
Well-
If yes, how did you learn to play it? Did you have any difficulties?
Well, a year ago. Yeah. Well, I basically freaked out and my body piano. Well, I listened to people playing it on YouTube and they just decided to go and try. Right now, we're from pretty up to this motion. Well, I bought it and I paid for an online class. There is a great teacher in London. He has a course, recorded course platform. Well, his style, well, I learned a lot. He teaches some music theory along with the technique. You understand let's see, I experienced my fingers burn a lot. Well, it's yeah. I'm a fast typist. I'm a programmer. I type a lot, and I never experienced anything similar to this. My fingers were not ready to push hard to move so much. Yeah, I injured my wrists a couple of times. But after some practice, well, I learned some knowledge, some well, I started from hope to joy from play. Well, I told you I play it. Well,
Okay, thank you. Then please stop. Teacher, two
yeah,
people who wants to learn to play.
I don't remember his name exactly, but you can find me in Telegram.
Okay. So, ask. That's all. Huh?
That's all.
Yes, so now we are gonna vote for the best speaker. The voting code, QR code, is on the agenda. Yes, you can vote, and at the end of the meeting, our president will announce the name.
I'll do
All right.
I will do a vote. That's it.
No, notification, just you become a member and code your
I
program
have to
store.
visit. I have to
IT
visit.
program store. Do your best.
All right.
No, just.
So, Mike announced the next.
General, yeah.
Okay. So Miles, the stage
Miles.
is yours.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was voting. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I will try to connect in 2 weeks' time with you. I will be up at Edmonton, the city north of me, a few hours drive, because I'm going to go see Depeche Mode on 2 weeks. Just like a big concert, we have to have a crew. They're called roadies, the crew that brings in all the equipment. And here today we had the banner, we had the meeting room booked, we had the sound system. So my appreciation to all the behind the scenes people. And with that, I now welcome our general evaluator, Valeria. Please take the stage and we'll see you later.
Thank you, Miles. Hello, good evening, everyone. So for today, I will be your general evaluator. It is also the first time that I have taken this role. So I will try to go, appreciate the encouragement. I will try to go easy on you and on myself, hopefully. So what we will begin with. Okay. Composure. I like to think of public speaking as an art form. And what does that make us public speakers? Artists. So in what I found that many artists will try out their material, whether you're a stand-up comedian or a singer or an actor, you go through trial and error and you get some feedback from your audience or from your coaches or from your friends and family when you go and perform in front of them. So this is exactly what this part of the Toastmasters session is about, an opportunity to get some feedback and to be able to improve in the future. So we'll begin with the evaluation of the speeches we heard today. Each speech had a personal evaluator. And for Nikolai's speech, the evaluator that I would like to welcome to the stage is Anastasia.
Thank you. Dear Nikolai, first of all, I would like to say that I adore the role of a personal evaluator, and I also adore the word of the day because I guess it came from French, j'adore. So thank you very much for that. Back to your speech, I would like to mention a lot of positive points. First of all, you started with a rhetorical question, to be or not to be, like Shakespeare. Everybody is interested in Shakespeare and read all that Shakespeare has wrote, I guess. Then you explained why it's important to ask big questions. You gave a definition of ultimate questions, and you also gave some arguments. Why is it necessary to touch this problem? I also like that you gave number your arguments first, second, third. It's a good structure, and in general, the structure of your speech was rather good. Also, you introduced storytelling, story in story. You mentioned some storylines, and you had very good vocal variety. I guess it's excellent intonations, interrogative, affirmative intonations, and everything was very clear. Sometimes you spoke quieter, sometimes you spoke louder, so you used your volume and the tone of your voice. I would like to mention some points of improvement. You mostly used one hand to gesture, and I guess it was left hand, so your right hand was like that, and you gestured with your left hand. Try to gesture with both hands. Or maybe I like how Valeria gestured. For example, it's an excellent example for me. So look at Valeria and try to repeat her. Also, maybe I have an impression that you were a little bit nervous on the stage. Try to relax. And also, there were some filler sounds in your speech. So try to avoid and the other filler sounds. To sum up, you were great at clarity, structure, vocal variety, and you can work a little bit on filler sounds, active gesture, and a little bit more eye contact, not with one, two person, but with everyone. So great speech. Thank you very much.
Right, lovely evaluation by Anastasia there. Very clear, very concise. She gave some tips on how to improve as well. So usually the standard structure of evaluation is a sandwich format. So we usually start with something positive, that the speaker did well. Then the middle is more about constructive feedback. So we focus on points of improvement. And the ending is also something positive to end the evaluation. And that's exactly what Anastasia did for us today. The next evaluator for Ana Gonzalez's speech will be Katerina. Please welcome.
The Toastmaster, dear guest, dear Anna. First of all, I adore your speech very much. I'm going to follow in my relation, I'm going to follow exact evaluation form that Toastmasters provide us. So I'm going to give you two things that I do well. I'm not two things that I think you want to work on, and one thing to change yourself. So what I really love and adore in your speeches and all your speeches, your emotions, your personal stories with these emotions mixed with emotions. We always, so the audience can probably, and not probably, I suppose definitely feel your emotions. If it is a good, however, sometimes it may be a little bit too emotional, and I'm going to explain what I mean. In your project, you're supposed to deliver informative speech that should be informative, well organized. And by the way, it was well organized speech. However, again, maybe next time try to deliver and to sort of informative speech, right? Maybe some, because again, personal stories, it's wonderful, wonderful thing. And again, I love it, but maybe some about, I don't know what to do, give us some tools, how we can use this agile tool, because there are a lot of we can use in this particular stuff. At the end of the speech, I didn't get exactly how I can use it. One thing that you did well and even excel at, this is, as I mentioned already, structure of your speech. It was sort of a line, right? Your development, your building, your personal one, from the beginning when you was in Peru and till now. It was even in this particular stuff, you were using the stage carefully and absolutely right. So you start with your, let's say, Peru vacation, and then you were trying to move in one direction. If this is correct. So it was even technical, very experienced Toastmasters usually use it. Okay, I'm going to sum up. So wonderful structure, very emotional, and personally, I really love emotional speeches, and some of people in this particular audience, sometimes it's quite less, and it's not enough, let's say. And next time, try to discover more your vocal variety, because it was a little bit too much, maybe emotional. I know it. And what else? Because I really would like to. I know I'm not good at yet in this particular stuff, evaluation, but I'm learning. We are learning here. Yes, and I have mentored here. I know what she's going to say. Now, at this moment, I'm thinking about it, not about Anna. But anyway, Anna, really, I would like to say that next time, maybe try to ask people before this meeting to prepare some questions. I don't know, maybe it's not correct, it wouldn't be correct, but maybe it's 2 or 3 people just send your script and ask them, please, if it is not. But anyway, I tried to make it better for you next time, but if you are pretty sure that it's not a good idea, so huh? No, it's not fake, because again, if you provide your script, people just can prepare, right? Prepare some questions. Okay, it's not a fake, it's not cheater. So overall, wonderful structure, a lot of emotions, personal stories. It's a good and not good enough tool. Wonderful posture and using the stage. Well, wonderful. It's a new English word. However, again, next time maybe more managing this Q&A session. It will be better. So well done. I'm looking forward for your next.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. You get to do that for that evaluation. What I would like to remind everyone about, you have the evaluation session, you have your personal evaluators who come here and give their short summary, but every speaker also receives a written evaluation. So you can, after the session or via WhatsApp or Telegram, speak to your evaluator privately. If you had any questions, if you maybe wanted to clarify something, you can talk to them after the session. Anytime, it doesn't have to be the same evening, on your own time is what I'm trying to say, as we have very strict timers, as you saw today. All right, so we also had our role takers, the functionaries who will give their reports. And the first functionary I would like to call to the stage is our accountant, Ekaterina.
I'll try to be as short as possible. Actually, I hope that you all guys adore our meeting today, as all topics were very interesting for me personally. And I should mention that actually all speakers are great professionals. They didn't use a lot of filler words. Only one person who, let's say, sang, like sing in the best, sang a little, sang a little with It was unbelievable. No, it was some, not many. I didn't count it properly, but I think about maybe 7. But it's okay. I think that we all here for learning. Mentioned. So thank you, and I leave the stage for next.
Thank you very much. Right, short and sweet. Thank you very much. The next functionary that is going to give us the report will be the grammarian and word master. Here we go. Got there at the end. Samira.
Very much for your speeches and languages. Just for example, I liked the speech of Nikolai and sophisticated phrases. For example, flower speech, speech for also use such as condemn, which means judge. I also enjoyed honest speech for used part one, the advanced form to start and also like the phrase to be a game. So to be performing extremely well in a job or other activity. And another phrase to do something, to try to do something. And of course, there were some sentences that can be improved. For example, said, what they want to talk, they sang song. Past perfect. Say, what they want to talk, they said sang song. Someone who said
philosophy, and it is better to say
I'm sorry. Advices for you.
and as Dina said, we are a little bit feared. I would say that we fear something, but we are afraid of something. Veronica said about a lot, but it is a lot. She said I eat sure, but they eat after sure. And regarding the word of the day, I applauded you were active, and almost everyone tried to incorporate these speeches, and about 10 times. And the winner is Miles, who used it 3 or 4 times.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Samira. And the next functionary who, not yet, the next functionary who will give us their report will be our timer for today, Olga.
So I will be very short because we are out of time. But anyway, I'd like to say thank you for all the speakers because it was for me it was really a pleasure to listen so brilliant speeches, and I really was a bit disappointed when they stopped because I wanted them to continue, but unfortunately it was 5 minutes. And I'd like to say that all of our speakers kept the time limits, and there were it was only one exception. I won't point, everybody knows, but in general, really we are in time limit, so thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much to all of our role takers, our functionaries, our evaluators. I will give a short evaluation for the overall meeting and maybe some tips, some guidance, some advice, as much as I can give at this stage in my own development within this particular club. So first of all, I would like us to applaud Miles being the online host. I personally think it's not the easiest job when the majority of the audience is offline or vice versa, when everyone's online and there's only one person offline. So I think Miles did a great job guiding the session, transitioning between speakers and between different parts of the meeting itself. And I think I am nitpicking Miles. So the only criticism I would give here, because we were running a little bit behind the time, I think at this point we were running maybe 7 minutes late, which is again, I'm nitpicking. And what I would suggest is when you're introducing the speakers, if you notice that we're behind the time, I don't think it's necessary to read out the full path description because the objectives are written on the agenda. If people are interested, they can read it. But that's only, again, in regards to the time limit. Apart from that, I really loved as well that you used a lot of props, a lot of visuals. I think that really helps if you are online, if you are presenting online, to use more than just hand gestures. If you remember, Miles had some bananas. He had a whiteboard with written lyrics. He had something else. Yes, photo of his family. Thank you very much. See, people in the audience even remember it, which creates a connection even when you are in a different country and not in the same physical space. So Miles, thank you very much. Great post today. In terms of my general feedback, I think we did really well, apart from, of course, timing. Naturally, things become longer and we tend to waffle, which means we tend to speaking without a natural stopping point. So let's try avoiding waffling and only focus on eating waffles and not speaking them. And I think the main comment is more about, for me personally, is about body language rather than the structure of the meeting. I noticed a lot of the speakers, just like with music, we listen to different kinds of music when we're in different kinds of moods. And I feel like we tend to use body language differently when we're experiencing different kinds of emotions. So if you're nervous, we're a bit more like this. I personally, my first speech, I watched it back. My hands were often here. I'd sometimes open them up like this, but then I'd always come back to the original position, closed off, hidden. And I noticed that's not the only position that shows nerves and that shows that you're nervous and worried. This is also another one. When you're constantly standing like this, you're not using your space, you're not using your body. This is something we can work on. Another body language where we get stuck in the same gestures. So especially when we have the clipboard, this is a natural, we keep doing this, we keep doing this. And it becomes predictable. People, I'm exaggerating now, but people know you're going to continue moving your hand in the same way, and they become distracted. But if you're here, if you're moving around, you're pointing to different places, you're showing the bigger picture, you're keeping people's attention like this. So that's why I try to include a variety of body language in your speeches. And overall, I think very lovely meeting, great table topic session with Anna, some great questions, very related to the topic, amazing speeches, really enjoyed both of them. Thank you very much, everybody. And I think I can pass on to our quiz master. Finally, the quiz master, yes, Irina. Yes, yes. Thank you. All right, see ya.
Thank you, Valeria. I'm ready with my question. You're ready with your answers? Yeah, nice. Just for warming up. What is the meeting number today? Of course. Firstly, I would like to tell about rules. I asked the question, then Anna, as did she raise the hand, and first, yes.
So we raise the hand.
Raise the hand.
So you raise the hand.
Raise the hand.
So we raise first and then.
Yeah.
So can I give the
Of
sheet?
course.
Yes. You win the first one.
Yeah. How to overcome the fear of public speaking?
That's the right answer.
Yeah, just kind of warming up. Honestly, yes. How many countries Veronica has been visited? 50. Yeah, Olga. Okay. Who was first? Okay. What music style does Master love more? Miles.
Rock, 70s, 80s. Oh, yeah.
What style? Style.
We raised, but somebody just answer and why
Let's
we
not
raised.
raise.
1980s rock.
Yes, let's talk about.
1980s rock.
And
I don't remember.
roll. Rock and roll.
Not
rock.
So just to clarify, should they shout or
Yeah.
raise their hand?
Yeah. Yes, but okay.
Okay, new rules, just shout your answer.
No hands.
No hands.
And please help me because
I'll
I'm
try.
reading the question. And
I will.
Okay. How many people Miles showed us on the photo?
Three.
Yes. Yeah. And how many bananas Miles showed us?
Some.
About 3 or 4.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Land of bananas.
Anastasia?
6.
6? No.
Miles, you can answer.
5.
I don't know.
Miles,
Go
are you
first,
here?
go
Where
first.
he's on YouTube.
What are the options?
The answer is
How
4.
many
I
bananas?
had
Oh, no. it was more.
Nobody said both of
4 bananas.
Oh.
The same.
Only
was the
four. So
same.
it
No,
was
she said
3,
three,
then
no.
1, 2, 3.
But it was
The
the same.
Oh,
It was
the
the
same
same
bananas. Oh my God. Okay. Who was the first? Some bananas.
I don't think nobody.
I mean, I said some, yeah, and then Anna said a bunch.
She said three. So she was closer. She said 3.
I think no one gets this point, sorry.
What types of songs did people create during revolutions? You know? And you know. Who knows? You know, it was in his speech. I know. Katya, okay.
Yard songs.
Yeah.
What?
Дворовые песни.
Yeah. Uh-huh. With what words Nikolai did start his prepared speech?
To be or not to be.
Nice.
It was a good phrase.
What's the name of youngest daughter from Nikolai's speech?
Carolina, no.
No.
Yeah.
What questions the adults also have the right to ask?
Big questions.
Why?
Why question? Ask him why.
From Nikolai's speech.
Yeah. The others are the right.
We have some questions.
Children
Usually,
children.
and we also have a right to ask.
To ask big questions of children.
Anna, you're right. Okay, but he sounded 2 questions. He mentioned 2 questions. Why it is needed?
Why does it need it?
And other examples.
And what?
But where
Do you remember?
like children say, why is it needed? Blah, blah, blah. The way it's
2 questions.
They look very-
Okay. Decide. Please decide.
Anna, I
Even
mean,
though not going on,
Uh-huh. Who? Give it to who? Who did teach Anna to be a teacher?
Who teach Anna to be a teacher?
Herself, the ones there.
Herself, Samira, Miss Samira. Okay, we are talking about agile approach. Tell me 2 main tips of agile approach. 2 tips of agile approach. Anna told us first.
to do, feedback, adopt.
To do and feedback.
Yeah.
Good. It's good. For making notes. Uh-huh. What is Anna's secret to keep work balance?
Calendar.
Yeah.
Balance,
calendar.
work-life balance.
Planning and calendar.
Planning, yes.
Planning, yes, planning. Where Veronica did meet Jennifer Lopez.
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas or Los Angeles?
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas, okay. Why, and icing on the cake, like last question. Why Anastasia have decided to invite Nikolai to the French speaking club?
Because
Because he used French.
yeah.
All in all, people, my piece of advice, take the roles for the next meeting, right today. Don't forget about your role as me. I have forgotten. I have mentioned that I am quiz master today only after Tatiana sent agenda to our club meeting chat. Sorry. Put this role in your calendar, yes. And don't forget to come to the next meeting and bring your friends. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you very much. I would like to welcome once again our president to the stage to say some final words. And
So did you enjoy, especially newcomers, did you enjoy this meeting, Alejandro?
Yes.
Yeah, great, it was wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. It will be held here on 22nd of November. So in 2 weeks, exactly. And before we move to the presentation of the awards, I would like to recognize our winner, our club on the area level. There are 2 areas, Lera Kolakova and Lera Pogorelova. Let's applaud. On the division level, it will be on 25th of November. I suppose I invite you and encourage you to go there and applaud all the time. Constantly. And of course, again, let's try to figure out who is the best. What do you think? So. Валерия Холодкова.
thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Nice. So what's next? Next, I encourage you also already to take the role, because any even small role is very useful. Next time, for example, I will take programming. And we also have a tradition here after meeting, we go to, as I mentioned earlier, to the after party to do after party, some bar maybe. I have no idea. Anna, where are we going today?
No.
Paris. Where? Paris. Oh, okay. Yeah, next to the metro station, bar. So let's go, join us, and the last one, take a photo. Come on stage and take a photo. And we are talking just before here. Here's an escape. Валерия, Анна.
Oh no. Give it to me. Yeah, can we make Miles big?
Miles
screen,
yes, of course.
Make Miles big again. Wait, no, why? I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, good.
Okay, I have swiping.
Yeah, of course.
Open my mouth.
Have a great time at the
Yeah,
coffee shop.
thank you, Miles.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
See you next time.
See you.
Все, завершаемся. Завершаемся.